and welcome to the Manchester Culture Bunker. Now, Manchester and culture, before you like and subscribe, those things didn't really go together until the late, great Tony Wilson, and that's what I'm going to be talking about now for the next few minutes, because I had the privilege to be able to do great lives on Radio 4 about the late, great Tony Wilson, along with his official biographer now, Paul Morley. Paul Morley, of course, is the first journalist to write about Joy Division back in the day in the New Musical Express, then went on to form ZTT. So from humble beginnings in Stockport to being a media mogul himself and a well-known writer and journalist. And for both of us, you know, me and my humble beginnings too, and Paul Morley, we both have Tony Wilson to thank for everything that we've done in life, and this is one of the things that we do discuss on Radio 4. Paul Morley, I have to say, it was great to do the radio show with him because he's very different on the radio to what he is in book form. He's written the kind of big book about Tony Wilson. What's interesting about it is it's a bit like his favourite team, Manchester City, and the way they play under Pep Guardiola. So there's a lot of fancy damn passing it around and little skills on the ball. But sometimes I think with Paul Morley's writing, you want that direct ball into the box and you're begging for it at times. And of course, once you get him on the radio, he does do that. As I said, talking about Tony on Radio 4 was very heartfelt for me because I have to look back at the life I've lived. What was amusing to me was Radio 4 described me as Terry Christian from The Word. I did 5 series of The Word. Without The Word, I've done like 8 national TV series where I was the main man in those shows rather than one of, 3 or 4 presenters. But I suppose no one gets to choose what they were remembered for. So a bit like Captain Kirk, William Shatner, no one remembers him in TJ Hooker or Philadelphia Law. They only remember him in Star Trek, and I suppose I'm destined to be remembered only for The Word. But even The Word itself was very much influenced by Tony Wilson because he was the one who came up with the idea of doing a music page in the Manchester Evening News that wasn't covering just general pop music. He wanted it to be about Manchester music, spoke to the editor, Mike Unger, who was a Scouser, talked him into it, and then Mike Unger, based on the Beatles record, The Word, he decided to call that page covering Manchester music The Word page. Mick Middles wrote it, then Sarah Champion, and then I took it over back in September of 1989. Interesting, to look back on how Tony influenced just about everything that I've ever done in life, and I do talk about that in The Great Lives. But for those of you in Manchester who never got to meet Tony Wilson or have him there as a kind of centre of your universe, you're missing a lot, and you've missed a lot. I think Manchester misses him as well. I think the way Manchester is now, it's become quite, how can I put it, middle class, about outsiders, about this sort of, this idea of a cultural thing as if it's all in the past rather than something which is going on now. And there are exciting things happening in Manchester, but they don't seem to be part of and for the sake of the love of it. Now it's all about making money, now it's all about branding. So yeah, with Tony Wilson, we go back to the early days, we go back to the people who actually built what Manchester is now, because before Tony Wilson, we were basically a kind of a cultural backwater. We were less important culturally than Liverpool or Birmingham, maybe even Sheffield. So do check it out. It's on Radio 4 this Tuesday. That's the 10th of May, and you'll be able to get it on BBC Sounds after 4:30 p.m. And as I said, this is the Manchester Culture Bunker. Do subscribe and do like, because there'll be lots more goodies coming your way.